Sika educate, yeah, what Facebook, YouTube, and Insta. Sika educate, yeah, Cassava, Abum, our real Punto. Sika educate, or don't come up, Rana, yeah, who are true. Sika educate, Unyani, baby, Sika educate. Ain't like you page, you know, I am vibe. But more than YouTube, subscribe it. Sika educate is the name. All our man source and they come from inspiration, motivation, modern education. For Franada, when it's here, or don't come or Ekusika Deva. For Franada, Bema Jai, or don't come or Ekusika Deva. Sika educate, yeah, what Facebook, YouTube, and Insta. Sika educate, yeah, Cassava, Abum, our real Punto. Sika educate, or don't come up, Rana, yeah, who are true. Sika educate.
Ebusia, I hope so. Yeah, I hope you guys can hear me. Obi mami who say what Tim and can and kebe me de pa, not to say metimia to amen komoiso. Good morning. I Kuyasika. I just thought that I would have a brief conversation and sound my schedule. And whether next Sunday, na you moving so. You hear fever ne and home ne bounce in the womb. So I do apologize if my eyes are a bit teary, but anyway, and here. How are you guys doing this morning? I hope Senya Miadum will be out here. If you guys can hear me, please send a comment. Let me just know that you can actually hear me, and then we can start talking. The person I did two Johns say, those of you who are running small, medium, large-scale businesses are more per baby. You be advert, no. I accept a friend is saying helping small, medium, and large-scale businesses by advertising on my page. And if that is something that you're interested in, DM me. Obviously, it's not free, but when you may ban near Bekasa, we can come to some kind of an agreement. You can support the page and I can advertise your business. So that is just by the way. I hope it's will be I'm doing good. Now, day, just before I start work, will be beside me question. Can you guys hear me? I am still waiting for somebody to let me know. Because in common, a bear de intino, ye be diane see ye be intino. Obi beside me question. Thank you, Sister Adelaide. Mwah. Thank you for doing that for me. Obi beside me question. We say, as I see so I way, is it true that Sister Abuna, God bless you. Mwah. As I see so I way, is it true that in this whole wide world, enipa ba akopene nyame, woboma will say, you've got to be with that one. You have to live with that one. You have to love that one till death do you part. And, no matter what happens, you have to stick to that person. And that is the conversation that I want us to have this morning. We love really deeply. I'm not saying men don't, but a man by it's very easy for us to fall when we are in relationships. We go above board. We love with our head, our hearts, and everything. Sometimes we love with our hearts more than our head. Relationship because we want it to work out. We want it to be successful. We want everything to be as we want it to be. A relationship, but relationship, it's a give and take kind of scenario. If you're pouring out your heart and your love and everything, would it be a good relationship? That is not being reciprocated. In my opinion, I can't see why you should keep on doing what we're doing. But here, man, be sani. I see Abenya Jitum be say, Onyankopɔn a wɔbɔɔ soro ne asase ne nea ɛwɔ mu nyinaa no. Onyame de wo ba asase yi so sɛ wo deɛ. Even though so wɔbɔɔ wo sɛ ne sɛ so no ɔkaa sɛ woyɛ no, it is your job to come and fix everything nti no. Obi a Onyankopɔn anaa obi a waba w'akwan mu biara no is ordained by God, and this is God's hand in it, and onyame apene so wasan aseɛ nti no, no matter what is going on in the relationship no, you have to stick with it. So I'm common and when the person asked me that question, I asked Enipano a set of questions. Say, relationship na woman, bema na only ni sign, and penatria na woman, awadia na woman. What is the relationship doing for you? A dear na unya free mu. A ye dear, a ye kotiesem, and I say Nipano, wado, or show, or bow humpine. I mean, Sister Kuyamandi, we had a video on Friday just gone. If you haven't watched that video, please, Mr. How to fall in, is it possible to fall in love in your 40s? Go and watch that video, Mr. Wenidi. But as someone who pay person bisa on say, our relationship now, woman, our dear now, woman, a dear bad dear now, our dear wunya free moon. It's a reality check that a lot of us have to do from time to time to remind yourselves why you're doing what you're doing. And if it's not serving you, then I mean, I'm not here to tell you, but then there's something that you've got to do about it. Because relationship with the debiana with the usike gum, with the wakume shemu, and you know, like you're pouring out your soul, yourself, emotionally, romantically, financially, everything spiritually into a relationship, and you're not getting anything back. That seems a bit selfish and silly to me. And that is where a lot of women these days, we are finding ourselves. Some men too, and men may be so sad, or makoshi or baby. Wasi ne pe wayɛ ne ho ade wɔne ne netie bɛma ne ku ne ho yɛ ne ɛsɛ so wayi bi ase relationship ne begina wɔba ne hu no kra wayi na ni kra to baby e ma bi nso wa awade mu a yɛn yɛ de enkeka ne awade a ma kɔbam. When there are kids involved, women will throw ourselves into the relationship. Yes, please, inbox me later, my darling. Throw yourselves, your hand, your feet, everything into the relationship. And so you're not getting anything out of it. Bisa who say relationship now, you guys are married, engaged, in penetrating, committed relationship, whatever it happens to be, obi sa romantically involved with somebody. Bisa who say relationship no, how is it serving you? Relationship no, because if you're not getting anything out of it, sister, bra, I'm here to ask you the question today, and I know it's thought-provoking. For some people, it's like, hey, Nadia question will be saying, but I've got to ask you. I don't know about you, but maybe your reality check will be BM. I'm reality checking in every aspect of my life. How is it serving me? What am I learning out of it? What am I benefiting out of our relationship? And is it important to me right now? And maybe or honor when a memati, Bemana betna or success sumro, when out ya nanka, when out ya council tax, when out the animal bidi, a tadi or beshe boxer sauce or beshe war ban, when our tomaneshe. A dear crowd with newbie. Obedi ukrano uwe daho ba nem we this shame surface 2 minutes na ho aba wada ehwan kromo. How is your relationship serving you? E dear na anya free mu bema when ni tifie. There's never a time that he talks anything positive about any relationship and any woman. One can be a yen no nyam shem fa wo de biara da. Wo mo wudini nchire wo bia. Tia wo ne tia wo hwe ne yie. Ka watimu kra wo na otua ka note. Ka no eye wo dia. Sa nizan kashkai na bra ne timu a wetwa 7 a wode etwem pana no wo A lot of we women are entertaining men that should never be part of our lives because you sure say, hey, now we dear, me koyene sa, hey, be anu akweja me ho, na mankonyo bia, mi nini, hey, enti we dear, ma memfa ne sa, hey, bia ne ye nyame nhyehyeye, debi o, enye nyame nhyehyeye, sister. Are you trying to tell me that when Nyankopon a wo ese ne seso, no se wo ye, and set you apart? You're not animals, you're human beings. When Nyame a wo say you take dominion and you possess I'm making it sound terrible, sister, but it is terrible. Auntie Vida, you're living in a relationship with a man and you're throwing yourself head, foot, omoma, or nine, onsa, bibia or relationship and you're not getting anything out of it. Nothing. You're getting nothing out of the relationship. Sister, it's time for a reality check. Brah, it is time for a reality check. When you obit it, when Yamiabo send so or say he set you apart and called you beautiful. He called you amazing. He called you everything that is beautiful. Afe wonenam ho a wankasa wa lower our standard because we free say you have to help God. Wa mo anyame a obi ama wakwan mu. Ena wankasa nso so no wonhye da ni gidie wo nyame mu se nyame ye nokwafo otimi ade nyina ye ntino. First bra na wo ba ya osi a eja wawo mami nsanti obi anhye da mpenti wo de mafa wo saa ntimi ye wo favor no. You took that guy and you're living with him. And just so that guy ninja or you are overcompensating for the relationship by throwing your whole self into it. And he's not doing the same. He's not even scratching the surface. Sister, why are you in that relationship? Brah, why are you in the relationship? I'm here to make your friend is saying thinking juicy stuff flowing this morning. It didn't in our relationship anymore. Some of us are so afraid of being by ourselves. I say, hey, men kwame betene, hey, no be a mama kwemu and de fahim. Now what they fahim, men can't say you don't need to live with anybody. I'm not saying that when you get to a certain age in your life, you shouldn't begin to wonder, say, hey, Nami, so am I not also going to have a partner? But having a partner at every cost, having a partner at any cost, dear sister, bra, nyanse bienim. Mumu bebre mutiti awadie mu. You're living with men who are physically, emotionally, or whatever abusing you, sexually abusing you, but you're still choosing to stick to that marriage because kotie we de mijahwa na so obi be gifri mensemu a menya foforo biom. Na kyerese wo no Onyame oboso ne asase no ni gidie bia wanimu where you will really gidie nyina de afri nyame so na de ahye nipa mu thinking that a human being is what is going to fulfill you and make you a better person. It is very sad though. Very, very sad. Ese ma ye dimu a ye titirufo. Antivida see a poo. But a lot of we women are doing that. And man you're in your 40s, obiama, and I will be my. You feel that any guy that comes into your life is the one that God has ordained for you. God has ordained that person for you. Bisa ho se enti nyame a wo boss ro ni asase ya wo si emu ye. God has said that he has a plan and a purpose for your life no. Wo nyame asoro ni asase nyina ye ne dia no de be ma ba ko pe no timi boma wo. Esese bra kofi when timi ne bra kofi antena dia wo be di suja dia ko wo. Does it even make any sense? Does it make sense? And so no, you've chosen to sacrifice everything to be in that relationship. Utimi hu se sister bi wa awadie nyanse bi anim wo kwansoma wadie mu. I've seen people, especially in England, ebia sister no not Ghana and abra no ediska kofa ne bae. Ba wo ro mu fie ho a utimi hu se kwansum relationship no wom. Sister no bra ne fie adwuma ba na papa ene won tenase no wa run socks no de ayi no de ne briefcase akoto baby na ubedi die na nipa no timi hu se ne home. It's like she can't even relax in this so-called marriage. Is this a marriage? Bɛrima no wobɛdidi na wakɔfa aduane de abɛsi n'anim odidi wie ya ogyina ho ɛtwɛn so bɛrima no bɛyi ne nsa afiri bowl no mu na wama so akɔsi sink mu na watwitwim na wasiesie hɔ the whole house is spick and span and standing at his beck and call. Asɛ wowɔ Gonda Barracks bi bɛrima no ma instructions yes sir na kyerɛ sɛ wotutu so akɔyɛ nea bɛrima no pɛ sɛ woyɛ. That is not a marriage. That is not a marriage. Bɛrima no na ɛkɔfaa ne baayɛ nti no. Bɛrima no, sister ne bank account ne ne bank card nyinaa wɔ bɛrima no hɔ. Ohia $10, £20 de akɔtɔ sanitary towel a just wakɔbisa permission free bɛrima no hɔ. This woman works from 5 in the morning till 5 in the evening. Bɛrima no kɔyɛ adwuma no obɛduru fie 7, 8 o'clock. The guy is expecting meals to be done, house to be clean, everything to be done. And yet, sɛ sister ne hia kaprɛba de akɔtɔ biribi ama ne ho, ɛsɛ sɛ obisa permission free bɛrima no nkyɛn. Ɛsɛ sɛ bɛrima no ɛfiri sɛ bɛrima no ɛkɔfaa ne baayɛ nti. Sister, a lot of you are putting up with things that God never ordained you to put up with. A lot of us have put ourselves into situations God never expected us to put ourselves into. And then at the end in Koya, you turn around and turn it on God and blame him for everything. Obi ba wa kwemu no, obi ba ya obesi wo pe no, wo sere nyame, wo bisa no. Is this the guy for me? This guy that the servitude, minia. Is this the guy for me? Is this who God has ordained for me to be with? And I say, let's just see how it is. Like you're throwing mud at a wall and expecting some other result to come out of it. And you yourself know, say, this is not my kind of woman. But matena ho akyɛ nti wiase deɛ sɛ saa nyame na timi adeɛ nyinaa yɛ nti nya hwee. And we kind of make God into this horrible kind of human being a wɔwɔ hɔ a wɔno deɛ wɔmpɛ sɛ asase so yɛbɛnya mu anigyeɛ da. When you choose and you make your own mistakes and you go and pick somebody a wankasa no wonim sɛ sɛ nipa yi question mark wɔ ne ho wakɔfa no akɔto abrabɔ so. If nipa ni di w'ani wie a to Jesus I surrender. Oh, surrender dear na ame nyame. Nyame, how was God involved in that decision making from the onset? Minim sister bi a wo whisker or see so no, she spent money and time amassing wealth for herself. Amassing wealth man, sister no baba ko. And because of that, she felt that oyenyi mu bebra onye obia enti sabi mpreduasa ebedru ba bia na afi ekonimu ayedin no ono ane driver no or driving on ono ana ono asiesie no polished him up and everything and all of that and then eventually gave him some management position bi our company from driver to manager. Efe die what sister ne ja ne ho nyina de amagai ne car won ne drive efe sister yi pese okọ baabi a just will bisa permission free be ma yi nchen ansa no anya ne car de akọ baabi awade omo wade when they came because sister ne decided so obeware brand we siesie na wie no oba beware no o siesie bra yi wie ya wo ba beware no a car wo bought wedding na sie nyina 99.9999% no sister need to compensating because she has one kid. Brand one woda or ye slim things. Sister no so ne mu abeyedu. Wa benyi nyanya yare kaka nti ama, yare bi aba ne ho ne ade. So ofefa no for all kinds of reasons. So she sold herself short and felt that baby an impenning fie so adui no. When ntimi nya wo bia, when nyame nya no kwafo nti no, ma memfa driver ya amaye ne manager isa. Eno fa ne sa. No ne wo ho. Relationship no bedru aware ani mu nyina no, there were telltale signs say bra no one shadam pesista no wopenisika wopene all the trimmings that come around being a manager. I was sister in a company, but truly no And the sister saw it. Pastor for counseling. A lot of them saw it. A sister said, sister, maybe our best dear. We think you should look into it a bit more. But this day say there be, hey, me kununa, me pesa me worry. Now some of you guys are so jealous. You just can't accept the fact that I like this guy and I want to be with him. La 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 la. No worry, guy. Gama no mo won penatwe no mu a wo mo ye courtship a wo mo ye counseling ni nyina guy ne timi bo sister na so mu nyina enso osi hu ubehu no mo atwa picture no dey abeto Facebook no aye ni say na change your style na ubehu se sister no de na chi atwere guy no na ni mo atwa picture no mo dey abeto ho ubehu na sister no ejina ho na bra na bu nkotodwe de sister ne na ato ne kotodwe anu no mo atwa picture, and people were fooled by all of that. But those of us who were in behind the scenes now knew said this is all just for public consumption. Me bompa yesere nyame asera de mafo kwan masa wedding yima so eba so pa na nchen so. It didn't take very long for brand true colors to start coming out. At the true colors, it time no more penatwe mu nyina na true colors no wo that sister Nana no true said she didn't want to hear it. Brand to me boss sister na sum na ne nsa abia sister nanim ne ho nyina kyese ebro ebedu baby afa de brey right there was sister no hwene ano man no mo was sister no company no mu ano mo ye adwuma wo hokora bra ne fa bi ubetina odi we kwa ha woni we nam ha odi sister ne ka nam ha wo mu kyese afa ebedu so no ja ebi anyame de ne ba makwan mu say his God brought this guy into my life to come and try you for what? When nyame or your Judge Judy anaso or your God brought him to come and test me to see how much faith I have. Debbie, please take God out of this one. Time wa bra ne besi wo pe no se wo siesie bra no a wo pesa wo fa no wo bi say nyame. Did you ask him whether this is a good idea, whether this is the guy that God had ordained for you? Bisano. When bisano, a hot year. Now one person will be involved in your. But 2 year na sa ade ne backfire na beka a year you na pansam na jiun sem wia afraid ye now ba be free nyame. And that is what a lot of us women are doing today, especially women my kind of age and over. You know, that isn't who you're supposed to be married to. But a lot of us are so afraid of taking bold steps and leaving our relationships and marriages that are not working. Relationship no ana utim no anso na de ubekọ wo mu that ko te ho no anya massive cardiac arrest no wa free wiase no wa jiwani so. A lot of we women are putting up with bullshit. I'm sorry, but I've got to say it. Your bullshit aware pana team. Wunim sa utim no ajiatum na team. So if you have chosen nyame oya no kwafra so ne asase nyina ye ne dia no wonhya da nye sa nyame ne ni se nyame ye no no kwafo timi ade nyina ye na wo a nyame bo wo no wo na sese wo bo nyame ema nyame fixing the problem dia. And here you've made your choice. You've made your bed, lie in the bed and leave God out of it. I'm sorry, some of the things I'm saying here today are going to sound very heartless to a lot of you guys, but there comes a time when we have to speak our truth. So I speak your truth, and shut down yet theory and answer strategy. A 1 year biblim for your vocabulary ni mu bebresa. But yeah, man, as I say, we have a voice, we say it as it is. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But I'm gonna say it anyway. No krene de eya bakope. No kreye bakope. Yemu bebre tete awade a enyansa bia nim awade amfa mfasodie bia amfa mrew awade a eyesum ene areho ne amane de bia. But now say won pese o pastor beka se weja awade nti wutim sa. You know this marriage is dead. It was dead even before it started. But wutim a man be o honomo I want to have a kid. You are married because you wanted to have children, not because you wanted to be in a marriage. Na nkurɔfoɔ bɛka sɛ mawo a mini kunu nti no wedeɛ berɛ yɛ aba wedeɛ ma memfa no saa. A lot of women are paying bride price for men to come and wed you. Ebuo ne deɛ bɛn na saa bra no obɛnya ama wɔ mo relationship no mu. When you have paid for everything, kawa ɔde bɛhyɛ wo na ɔtɔɔeɛ. Mo cars a wɔde bɛyɛ wo ho adeɛ wɔ traditional marriage, you bought it. Ntoma a wɔde ɛde brɛ wo papa ne wo maame, towel ne kente ne ahenema ne deɛ ɛkeka ho nyinaa, woa na ade wo sika tɔɔeɛ. All he had to do was to be there, show up, and be present. Ne kapre nim. Na obi a ne kapre, ne sika kapre any relationship no mu no, how are you expecting that person to treat you? Sister Florence, if you are unhappy, don't settle. Why should you settle? Why? Meaning bre bia on sister trim pena mfinhyia bebre. Be se mfiedu. Na omo won pena twemu. From secondary school to university to after university, they were together 10 years. 10 years no so ye no. Awofo ni free say omo ye young couple, omo sa. Enti with the anyahwe and support woman, they want to do the right thing, so let's just support them. And womo ware no sister ne papa odan and sister ne papa ne si o womo betimi atena abom kakra, they can live together and nifi ho and then use that as a stepping stone to find their own place. In Kaboni bi anim. Nothing wrong with that decision or thought process. Babeje di se bra no betena afie no mu a abusia oba na abusiafo nyina age na to marie no. He had the nerve as what na si efie ne yire papa efie no ochimfna wachimfna bosome so ne etia ne ka no de akoye boys no wachimfna na ne yeso na party we yase na ne se bi kwakudonsuo etwitwi oba bi to ho party bi ase ori anu aye karigo ori anu apepa na no asan betena fie for years. My sister no sorry ni person ne brand big jai. Oh, the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. Those were some of her favorite sayings back in the day. And what's a brand no pepa na no oh no wow to me who's a sister she is suffering what bre there be a brand benya sister no ho asem aka fault to be what sister no ho won so mo number won first ka bi ama sister na ye bibia edidim wo mbe wo baba akra kan ho ene na age nsem kwa brand to me domu a bojo no anu aba obani na mu a 1 or 2 days bia no okọ sister no so nya sebe mpre bia san wa ye fun bia sa wa ye fofo le bia o obi lawyer ma papa ya wote ne ho ne nase ye na dwuma kuta ne bibia asem ne ye ken ba you see sa de no se nya dwuma ma wo na se wuntimi mbie wa no nka ye de na nkrofo beka ye beka se ma wade ase ye beka se me divorce enti wo de anya hwe ma mentena ho nya hwefo no ba sister no onyame hu ne mopo empire ye mu bi ye boy nyame tie ye enti emfie num achi no emfie nson achi no me nua ba no me madamfo no me yonko brebo no onu ankasa behunu sa de ye moa no otiti ne hu firi mu na anim brano ye cast won sisa ne nema ko yi firi ba ko fia no san de kogu next oba ne fie and this is what is happening to a lot of you guys in Ghana, especially in Ghana. In Ghana they say uja wari a ayete say ne wanya sasabro leprosy a friend is saying HIV any hunkro ne ba. Nobody wants to associate themselves with you. And the other thing so na depression ne ba ne say when now fufu ne wari wi a ne ya maame mo tutu ahye yetiri mu say now we oba wari fo no you should have nothing to do with single girls. Stupid. What does dealing with a single girl have to do with obi a wotina wari mu? If you're really happy and comfortable in your marriage, single girl the only why then What is a single girl going to do to your marriage? Na ɛma tiny beer to yɛ mafo saa. And then what happens is that a man or they isolate themselves and think that their husbands are their everything. Husband is my everything for no. Ni ebo o masumu sumiemu, and they can't do anything about it. They've got no safety net. They have no friends. They have nothing. And the men who are abusers, no sano mutie. When they come around women like that, they start isolating you from the people that are there to protect you, your friends and family. Sister, baby, adia wukunu ye, yenya ne saa. Nti obestart here feel now for so. Mempesa Florence beba ofi ebiem. I don't want to see Florence in our matrimonial home anymore. She's not married and she's a bad influence. So don't bring her to the house anymore. Sister Vida crazy say, ntadeɛ bi a ɛyɛ a ɔhyehyɛ de ba fie ha no m'ani nye ho. Eti ɔno nso ma ne nsimi fie ha bio. Sister Adelaide koraa nano ɔbaa nsɛm bi a no ɔkeka no me deɛ ntɔma so. Before you know it, your husband, your so-called husband, not etimiatete oni wa yonkufo a oni omo ehye brasi from 20-30 years ago. Watete oni omo nyina ntam akosi. Now you're on your own. Then the next people are your family. Maame kwa adenti na de bia no odina odi efie ha yi kwan. Adenti na ontimi ono nso ontena na ware ho. Ka kire o maame se ya obeba ha dodo. Enti ebe ya wonte so. O papa na de bia na ode uni o papa si phone so be den ya ware na timi atintim. Na ya tete oni omo nyina nso ntem. Now you are all on your own. Easy prey. Now the slapping begins. Bo wasumwa na sefe wasum nyina unsumtem nyina hyehyew na say you can't even hear in your ears anymore because of the sound of asumbo pam wasum no na wahye that the foundation yeso atwi anim okwa asori na opon a wakotena maame nchen na afi o maame bisa say bibia ye okay bibia ye okay so one himself foundation na say no be man nsa bia wanim. And that is how a lot of you women are choosing to live. Na she kra nya me bufu nya me hi nya me tan se wote awade na ye kwansuma ware na ye bro no anigye bia nim no ohia wo a we single a ona mo ba bi dwe ho ano aba awade de ye enti esese wo nso so wo start se wo bedwindwen ho na wo so wa pekuno ni bia ma ho kwansum na wo mu no pese me nso me be ebe mu bi no thank you for wade. Girls, ladies, women, a friend is saying marriages can be beautiful. Marriages can be enjoyable if you find the right person to be with. It is a relationship now, woman. If it is not serving you in any way, shape, or form, you should be prepared to walk away from it. Walk away. And that whole lie say there is only one soulmate for me. There is only one person for me. No, that is bullshit. I am kwasi asem. Say you no krese nyame bo nipa ba akope na mo obi a adenti na boyfriend na ne etare ba ho wo JSS no. Ne no o miamia no fu na nso eya ode no a odi kwakudo nsi oni twitwiwa na eya ode no na atwi feelings wo JSS ho no. Adenti na wanwa no. Niane ne call SS wieye na mu wiewia mo ho kodidi mo ho dining hall akire ho no. Why are you not married to him? Wetimi assign JSS de no ho assign SSS de no ho university fo nyina atimi atwa mo mu bia ni ho a wo ware wo mu. Now you're married to somebody else. It is uncle no ana wo pa kire say JSS de no na nko ye soulmate na ansha da anye yi nti no SSS ni university ni no ne asese waware no ye mafa no bisa afo ni bia. The point I'm trying to make here is that if you're in a relationship that is not serving you, we cost and a friend is purchasing and supply, no not purchasing and supply and demand, and balancing out. It's time to ask yourself some serious questions here. Financially, When I owe her bearman, are you the one footing all the bills? Menka asase so na ho kyere ni ho. Ebia ne nkuna ware mfie mienu nie. Na dwuma say, and now you have to pick up the pieces and move on till he finds another job. That's not what I'm talking about. And no crano, bearman attitude whilst he's sitting at home proves to you whether this is somebody who really wants to live a life or not. Now we'll be a wajiji ada. Ushi ano no onye adwuma. 5 years in here, he still doesn't have a job. One nya koko krachi adwuma nya, umpesu obedi pa. It has to be a specific kind of job. Hey, na me dia mi na min kochi ponkwase na memfa me hwe. Send me a meti hey na this be di pay and sa no metimi men set me akoma no makohia bra bi a wose won de oye professor. Enti wonya professor adwuma nya ya watifie. So okoso a concrete no this ka be fi mi edidi a wose won de oye professor nti wose a concrete enye yi nti won so a. So okotwi uba no this ka pa mi edidi o se me de me professor me wo doctorate nti metena uba mu twi air driver enye yi. That is not somebody that a bit minimum abobra. Because sikabia iska. At the end of the day, we have to survive. It's yefe na abeya kakabinsem. No amema wa betri so se jise adwuma we bi dia. Then I'm sorry, but I can't be with you. And it's about time man. A man who amugu Ghana nititiri no. You guys start thinking about how you guys want to have your lives. Because and there's this running theme that really pisses me off big time. I'm sorry, girls, but I've got to say it as it is. And you're expecting to be bearman and show. Are you okay? Are you okay? Obi bearman said the say. One me ware no one me show. One show ni wabusuafo nyina. Where did that thing come from? Where? Because me fear ya titi me muno ya man nine biya na dwuma, and we are all very financially and otherwise independent. Will be anywhere what na se atwen say just a bema bi no ahia no ahwe no ene na betena ware ansa na ne set me akona no. But I speak to a lot of women in Ghana, young girls, middle-aged, and so on and so forth. And there's just this mindset to say, bema necessary hemi. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Now let me turn the tables here. Nti wuti ya upesu obi ba bema behwewi. Nyame ya wado na wo ware na wo ba bema. Wo ko toilet gu ne ho na atete na aye pampers na de ne fa ha na judasuo mu na ne ho aye hye na de ne nam clinic wo de ne nam 37 na judasuo mu. Ko pharmacy shop ko ton roma no na atete ube ya ahwe ne fi ne mofra mu ama ne nyini. They say wako invest here, wako G credit union loan e wo wiase nyina de ahwe obey. Ama say wa ye nipa wie na say obegina wanim so ma. Mashia sister bia wa tifi a wanya adwuma na ne ho ya me fentim pese me ne tena. Wo ba no mo na so. Sa wo ba be ma no, wo mo na so. But because the shoe is on another foot, Tino, you think it's okay for you to marry somebody else's son because it works for you. But who babema na tete na hwe no obeye nipa wie dia and die mema ne nkwohwe obi nso ane batifie mbo a. What is good for the goose is good for the gander, Emma. Those of you who have that backward thinking mindset, no, and into no abrabo na pansam no. Wumpe brebia basa siso na mo. You guys have 10 fingers, a brain, and you are refusing to engage those two things into doing anything that brings money home. It beats my imagination. It really does. Intima, it is about time. Ghana, especially because Brunechi has said, there aren't many opportunities for women to sit at home and do nothing. Now, even if I'm married to a gazillionaire, billionaire, to the Z friend is saying power, no, I will still have a job. Why? Because I want to make money for my own self and decide how to spend that money. Enti mantima unhuno ne sa woni be matia wo hia 20 Ghana cedis kwa de akoto roll on the ayewa moto ma just obisa permission. Is that the kind of life that you want? where wopɛ sɛ wopie, wopɛ sɛ wotɔ adeɛ a, gye sɛ wofrɛ bisa permission ansa na woatɔ adeɛ no. Don't you want to be a friend is saying financially independent and in a relationship where you are an equal partner to ukunu no and answer wodofo no? Because a man no a mo pese mema and a hemo, a mema na ye bibi ama mo no, you don't have a voice. You do not have a voice. You don't get to have a voice and be a friend is saying financial liability on anybody. And I win him. Enti na ate aware anim a ukunu mpenafoɔ du na wontimi nka no ana wonim ukunu kɔ no ɔde konu abemu na ɔde akonu life soup wɔkɔtete bibi a na ɔde abrɛw and you can't say anything mu bebree wɔ hɔ wo boyfriend no ne girlfriends yɛ 10 wone na tifie wonyɛ adwuma wɔn na kɔfefa sika no ba ɔde ba no waka banku no ayɛ mutuo ne nkatenkwan ama no di owie a edie na wakɔdi nkurɔfoɔ no nyinaa wie surplus no na ɔde abrɛw and you are unhappy in the marriage and you're asking yourself why. Because you refuse to pick up yourself and find something to do. Indeed, that is what you deserve. That is what you deserve. It is about time man, we rise up and use these things and this idea way and find something to do. Minim se bi no, because I was raised by a very independent woman from early on. Maybe that is why I'm the way I am, but I just cannot for the life of me understand how we are bad. God called you good and set you apart. Now, if you would to sorry and once a wada, no sorry, no assist when Yamia Mao do not to me and be a sissy when Tino free say yes, sana brabonity. Do not in so nchena tiada, etida mema no mum pebi, yakofafufro, yakope fresh one wa bontini. So if you don't want to have a life for yourself, where are we going? Where are we going? Emma. Emrasu. Ematia broye chiha yahuodin so adwuma, rubbing shoulders with men. What are you people sat there in Ghana doing? Udi wa ho fechi. I've seen women 20 years ago. You can't miss world the crank woman. 20 years later, you can say your sister in here, because say, hey, abrabo pan and tiama will be I say. It is a stage of life, you know, it's a phase of life. And who offend kuta neno, wachina, na bibia your friend in age, it catches up with everybody. I didn't see many I said donut, say Ananette. You should see me 20 years ago. Oh, so beautiful. I'm still beautiful in my 40s, but and you say nanamete. And you say nanamete. Mitiri huina and your bodam for say. And so when they say anete. I'm making a point here, girls, guys. It is about time. Yeah, man, you fire to my pebifra. Near start here, ya dream who adjuma. Bra na ne no hono. E di amfasodie no de ba wa brabom. Bisa ho sa question. A relationship anasa mpnatwen awade a ye bro. Ya de bia wo sun wo kete so a enyansa bia anim dwen ho. O manu a wo su say me jawo me ho a eyesa na me mana be single e. Enso de bia wade na mutim de bia blows. Mo kuntokwa de bia. That is also a toxic environment to be raising children in. So what is it going to be? How much does your peace and your happiness matter to you? And what are you prepared to give for that? So when decide this all better than pnatri matna wadi mami edu anima as a punching bag and watna musadia, then that is a choice too. But who yes our choice no. Don't then turn around and come and make it to say nyame na ama na banisa, nyame wonye he. And pain bebre no, ye nyame free question. Na ya koye bibi na se pansam na relationship with intimi area, then we turn around and blame God for it. And that is a very sick, toxic way of thinking. If you really want to get your life right, include nyame in everything that you do. Decision be a will make no nyame nkasa ya will make it a decision no. Sometimes so nyame be make it decision. Nyame be catch it out says I deal with baby a person ukwe sister bra. I don't think that is the place for you. There is that still voice a ɛhyɛ wo mu a ɛrekasa kyerɛ wo sɛ sister, there is something mepɛ sɛ woto bo ase na woyi w'anim na wohwɛ saa adeɛ wei mu yie. Oh, bonsam na ɛkasa. Oh, you devil, get away from me. Because it's not the answer you want to hear. Onyame voice ne yɛ bonsam voice all of a sudden. You know, boyfriend na wokofa no saa kunu no a wone ne si so no wohui sɛ brɛ yi but ukodi ne 6-pack achi ukodi na ho ofa bi achi Ghana for man ne bebre so de ukodi ne sika achi bra no na busua wo bi wɔyɛ asante hene ɔte kokɔ so ho ahwan ɛwɔ fa asenti no obewo sika. So you were attracted by the trimmings, the money. Any 6-pack no na akodi achiri na 6-pack na 6-pack wo. Now you're crying foul and blaming God for everything. And why did God allow this to happen to me? Relationship enipa na ne wo whether it's the guy or the woman no. He's taken away from you no, without pouring anything into a relationship back no. That is a big telltale sign. Say when nipa no ware saa ne be. You will be the provider. Madam Otia, Mr. Otia, no nso ye Mrs. Oji. Oji de bia ta na boss. So de bia me dase. Every day where you are done one obeka. 1 year one nya de ma nso won nana si da. Ema ne mema, emra so afifufu a ye ba be wura mu. Bisa ho se sa mpna twe na wo mu no. Sa wade na wote ho no. How is it serving you? What are the benefits that you're getting out of this marriage? It's time to think again. And I'm not here to say to anybody, say, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying you've got to think about it. And if there's the opening and the possibility for change, you have to effect that change. You have to. What's a relationship and just expecting that by some magical, something is going to change and nothing is going to change. There is a big difference between loving somebody unconditionally and allowing the person to make a fool out of you. Big difference. When you can love somebody so much, but that person is not the right person for you. And I win him. I have met people in my lifetime that I loved more than sense. But the fact of the matter is the person wasn't right for me. Because so if it's not reciprocal, it is not correct. It's time to move on. You can into a member no did that prison now. Yes, you are committing murder into a no. People who are on death row, accused of killing a nipa 10, a nipa say, we rape we try 80, or no crowd of 4. Nini awo no dono. Emame, edono. Haven't you seen people who are murderers, who have wives that love the socks off them? Does that make them right for them? Love is not enough. Thinking that, oh, I love this guy so much, so I have to be with him at all costs. Oh my God, he's the best thing that happened to me. That's Jimmy. Because love is not enough. Loving somebody is not enough. Sister Kuyaman the bookie, Mrs. Our video no one sharing a Friday no san wechina kohe video because there's a lot of insightful stuff that you can learn. But Sister Mandy talked about 3 things. Say, so only bema or ask yourself the question, say those 3 P's any pan was satisfied, so 3 P's in one. Is this guy a protector? Does he defend me even when I'm not there to see or hear him defending me? Would he protect me from all harm and evil? Is he a provider? Not just financial provision, but providing emotional provision, psychological provision, romantic provision. Just say, provide for you in every sense of the word. Is he present? Our relationship. It's like you're talking bullshit, so I'm not interested. And you're sitting in that marriage because you don't have a voice. Utim. mmarima bi wɔ hɔ a ɛma wo kasa nso wɔ baa so deɛ na ɔwɔ ka nkwasiafo wei mu nkwasiasɛm koraa no nkeka wei. Lose silly talk like that. And you're living with somebody like that, where your opinions don't matter, where you don't have a voice. What you have to say ni nkwasiasɛm de ma no nti wontie wonfii wo. Woni hwe kafa ho fo no. And so wotim because enya or married Toyota Camry bi American tie jama memfa ne saa abrabo e die akonumu ayede nti we die ne nyame beye me anu aye me. You're selling yourself short because you have low self-esteem. Ena umu nyame nso se nyame ye nokwafo betimi bibia ye nti wo boa nyame meka aseboa no wo meka aseboa no. It's my answer to the question, as I wrap up here and go to work, and they say, no, there is not just one person for everybody. If you are living with somebody and that's a relationship no ain't working for you, there is something called waka pass. Waka pass. When you miss na catch them and say, I will provide, I will protect you, and I'll profess you as the woman of my life. That's 10 years later, no. Me be a reality check na me hu ne say promise na aye ma me no. Wunni promise no so biom. Contract no, say what it terms and conditions na free contract no na it's not working for me anymore. I will walk. Because life is short. Life is short. And we only have one shot of it. I ain't allowing that one shot to be a miserable, hopeless one shot. When a nipa person is not prepared to make any changes and compromises and changes when abrabomu for me. Now what change me na me de biano as aware no yen man yen na aware ni hia yen sim wiase ade nyina. It's as if we're almost going to go to heaven with marriage. Marriage ni a passport aye de ko heaven. Marriage ni a visa aye de bebo passport mu de ko heaven. Marriage ni a ticket aye de ko heaven. Aware nso bi any heaven ho. There is no marriage in heaven. In fact, a man and mema bibri awari enti mubeko bonsam jem. I'm not even joking. I'm being dead serious. Because when nimsa dear now no, it is not working. It's dysfunctional. It's toxic. But to da sutim. Bibri no atiti awari mu and as I say mu open marriage. Muti awari ni mu. Ye share ni so no I beka say Mr. and Mrs. Ansa. Mr. and Mrs. whatever your name happens to be, but at the end of the day, you guys are not doing nothing like a married couple. There's nothing going on in the marriage. He's also in an open relationship with you and sleeping around with other people. What the hell kind of dysfunctional relationship with him? And you call that happiness? Utim ureho the piano piece by piece, you're losing your very self in the marriage, and you're calling this a marriage relationship. Yetim and yahe wabesisa 10 years in you on na adwene so was wako cancel I would reasi nyina Kenya me and no change, and you're still sticking to the marriage and hoping for better days to come. Better days bang. I'm here to tell you, there isn't just one single person on the surface of the planet for anybody. There's a whole array of people here. May you sure say Calgary ha, obi wo ha for me. Edmonton, ebi wo ho. Oko a friend is in Australia. Ubetimi enya obi ama na ye. Oko England, ubetimi enya obi ama na ye. But at the end of the day, the question that you have to ask yourself is, how is this relationship serving me? Well, whilst I'm giving myself to this relationship, what am I getting back? When you bear mate, when we the animal, uchichi ni fie, usi ne niema, uye bibia manu, uriye nso awasa pa apo ni mama na di aka ho, but one ho. Well, yeah, dear, he doesn't even factor you into what he's doing. The decision making, won't come home. Ukuno ane ni tifie, wotimi pie na watchi, wunim baby awo. So what door baby at them, so okodi obi, say tisen, you don't know. All you know is what tunika no 2 weeks later no aba. And you call this a marriage. Munin komo. You don't sit down and have a conversation. You can't, because there's nothing to talk about. And I would think, yeah, then yeah, some ma papa no. Nya say a mema dear son or mutia debut. And yes, I am mema. That is not how God instituted marriage to be. Oshisha papa, now two boas ya obetimi enya pa. If you set standards from the get-go, now many panetine hunen asiye say this is an equal partnership. You don't get to be a silent partner in a relationship. Oshisha mu abenya bi. Oba, sorry if you lazy ass and also now start year juma. That's a way active participants with relationship no more. Ubetimi enya will be pa. A lot of you are sitting in marriages that are dysfunctional because you choose to be lazy. Emma, we choose to be lazy and not be active participants financially in the marriages that we are in. Yempesi ebe yempebre, yempesi ebe nanti ewia so ama ewia hye, yempesi ebe ye adwuma, be ma no na enko yemfa mra, no mfa mehwelfo no. Eni nti na ate awade ni mu a wontimi mie wa no no. Be ma na etwempena a wontimi nka. Be ma na ye ade a enya a wontimi nka because wo nkomma, wo mo number. Dwen ho. Afifufura a yewura mu. Dwen ho. Start to think about your life. Yenyin yo. I still remember when I was 18 years. I actually remember when I was 21 because my mom made a big deal out of it. I remember when I was 30 years. Next month, 41. Nana menya. I still remember. Life and time passing us by. I feel shasi. Me kai last year Christmas. Me that's what pictures bibri wo. Yes, I'm be di bronya bium. And nakakrechi. That's just a time and tide is waiting for nobody. It's in a team. Now him say it's not working for you. Now say you're not prepared to sit down and have this frank conversation with your partner and tell him or her, say, it is not working for me anymore. What are you prepared to do? How are you preparing to change in 2022? Because if you're thinking that your marriage is still going to be a bit of the same, I'm not interested anymore, and I'm not going into 2022 with you, no dear. And you're not sister bra, and you're not one and who choose brahma. Sometimes desperate measures call for desperate action to be taken. But if you choose to just sit on the fence and do nothing, because your marriage means nothing to you, you're happy to be in the dysfunction, you're happy to be in the toxicity and the abuse there. And you're not me. Don't call me. Don't call me. Don't inbox me because why you wondering say you don't want no change. But if you really want to have a meaningful relationship and a meaningful life, you've got to start taking action. You've got to do something to make something happen. Ebusuya, masem tie na me woma wa ne say asasi so ayewe. There isn't just one single human being in the whole surface of asasi so for any one single person. But the overarching question that you've got to ask yourself all the time is that relationship, how is it serving me? What am I getting out of this? Because at the end, I don't see what you're in it doing. I'm not saying it's a relationship is all about take. It has to serve me. But whilst you're giving of yourself, you have to be receiving something back. Stop loving somebody who doesn't love you back. Stop pouring into somebody who doesn't give a hoot about you, how you feel or don't feel. That seems a bit silly to me. And a lot of us women, me inclusive, this answer but they say and that is where I want us all women to get to. Stop selling yourself. Oh, they say they're menya 40 maumiansa menuf when you nati adent you'll be ampe. 1 man's meat is another man's poison. You don't have to sit in a toxic, abusive relationship. You don't deserve that. But you've got to believe that for yourself and take the necessary actions here. When you miss my me say me nyane mu amadeda no Those of you who are sleeping, why I say mother, and you're not thinking, you're not making use of this head that God has given you. I hope that at least one human being has heard the sound of my voice this morning and is prepared to do something about our relationship now, and do something about it. And if the person you're with is not prepared to do the needful, to make any changes for anything to happen, he or she is not the one for you. Waka pass. I love you guys so much. I want to see you guys succeed and prosper and thrive. Me video ne share mami wate. Share mami. The 4,900 and whatever people are mugu pages following, sharing, liking, commenting. I want you guys to know that your help and support is not going unnoticed. I love you guys so much. Me damu nyinase. Esa me ba Facebook isui. Majipine, you've accepted me and made what I'm doing seem meaningful. Intino, momwame, na yentre, na enipa esese wo mutie sa asemi bi no. They get to hear these kinds of things. One number boame. We share video no 2 pages so no obi nso behwe bia. Oh, ekuya sika ya nani ma say donut. Okay, let me follow. Na ekọ nanim. Mesrem why? I love you guys so much. Take care of yourselves. Stay beautiful. And know, say, you are the apple of Onyankopon boss ne asase. Any mo ade nyina bo kote bo nipa bo mema ma mo nyina no. You are the apple of his eye. He's got you inscribed in the palm of his hand. And so don't sell yourself short ever for anybody. Don't settle for nothing less than God's best for your life. And one I'm Pesamika. I love you guys. Have a lovely day. God bless you. Adios. Bye-bye.